Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Prime Minister of Mauritius Pravind Jugnauth jointly inaugurate new Supreme Court building of Mauritius. Prime Minister Modi says for India, the most fundamental principle in development cooperation is respecting our partners, and that is why our development cooperation does not come with any conditions. Says India is making development partnerships that are marked by respect, diversity, care for the future and sustainable development. Three Assam Rifles personnel martyred and 6 others severely injured in an ambush by underground militant outfit Khadas at Khongtal near Myanmar border of Chandel district of Manipur. Armed Khadas attacked Assam Rifle personnel while they were returning to their camp last evening. Heavy sophisticated weapons besides IED used in the attack. India achieves the landmark of more than 10 lakh recoveries from COVID-19 as efforts to contain the spread of the pandemic bear fruits. Ministry of Health says this is an occasion to stand up and applaud our doctors, nurses and all frontline health workers, and it is their sheer dedication to its duty and selfless sacrifice which has made such a tremendous recovery of COVID-19 patients a reality. Case fatality rate further improves to come down at 2.21%. Union Cabinet approves National Education Policy 2020, aiming at universalization of education from preschool to secondary level. New 5+3+3+4 school curriculum proposed. Higher education curriculum to have flexibility of subjects with promoting multilingualism in both schools and higher education, teaching up to at least grade 5th to be in mother tongue and regional language. Ministry of Home Affairs issues Unlock 3 guidelines. Lockdown in containment zones extended till 31st August. Night curfew ends across the country. Yoga institutes and gymnasium to open from 5th of August. Educational institutions, metro and cinema halls to remain closed. And now, Union Minister of Science and Technology Dr. Harshvardhan releases a compendium of COVID-19 technologies by CSIR. Says CSIR has developed many hospital assistive devices for which a shortage was felt early on in the pandemic. Says it is impressive to see that there are more than 100 technologies and there are 93 industry partners. Hello, you're watching DD News and I'm Preeti presenting the bulletin. Our top story first. Another example of India-Mauritius friendship and partnership was witnessed today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Mauritian counterpart Pravind Jugnauth jointly inaugurated the new Supreme Court building of Mauritius via video conferencing. The new Supreme Court building of Mauritius has been constructed with Indian grant assistance. Addressing the gathering of senior members of the judiciary from Mauritius and other dignitaries from both the countries, Prime Minister Modi said that India is honoured to have assisted in this key project. He said that the new Supreme Court building in Port Louis is a symbol of our cooperation and our shared values. The Prime Minister also stressed that independent judiciaries are important pillars of our democratic systems.
Today, we celebrate yet another landmark in the special friendship between India and Mauritius. The new Supreme Court building in Port Louis is a symbol of our cooperation and our shared values. Both India and Mauritius respect our independent judiciaries as important pillar of our democratic systems. This impressive new building, with its modern design and construction, is a mark of this respect.
The Prime Minister said that it was in Mauritius that he had first spoken about India's vision of Sagar, that is security and growth for all in the region. He added that this is because Mauritius is at the heart of India's approach to the Indian Ocean region. He asserted that India's motivation is to share the development lessons, and that is why development cooperation remains unconditional.
For India, the most fundamental principle in development cooperation is respecting our partners. The sharing of development lessons is our only motivation. That is why our development cooperation does not come with any conditions.
Addressing the event, Mauritian Prime Minister Pravind Jugnauth expressed gratitude towards India, saying that the assistance for construction of new Supreme Court building demonstrates the close ties between the two countries.
मेरा नमस्कार स्वीकार कीजिए. At the outset, I wish to heartily thank Prime Minister Shri Modi ji for demonstrating once again that Mauritius is very close to his heart by accepting to spare some of his precious time to be live with us for the inauguration of the Mauritius new Supreme Court, despite the crisis and urgencies related to the COVID-19 pandemic. I seize this opportunity to convey our solidarity to you and to the government and people of India.
The Supreme Court building project is one of the 5 projects being implemented under the Special Economic Package of $353 million extended by the Government of India to Mauritius in 2016. The project has been completed within schedule and also below expected costs. The building is spread over an area of more than 4,700 square meters with over 10 floors and a built-up area of around 25,000 square meters. The building flaunts a modern design and green features with focus on thermal and sound insulation and high energy efficiency. The new Supreme Court building is expected to become an important landmark in the city centre, symbolizing the strong bilateral partnership between the two countries. Three security forces of 4th Assam Rifles were killed and 6 others were severely injured in an ambush by underground outfit cadres at Khongtal near Myanmar border in Manipur. The area comes under Chakpikarong police station of Chandel district. Now, according to police sources of Chandel district, the armed cadres attacked the Assam Rifle personnel while they were returning to their respective camps at around 6:30 yesterday evening. To get us more on that, our correspondent Nando Singh is joining us from Imphal. Nando, we've told our viewers about the ambush and 3 security forces of the 4th Assam Rifles were killed and 6 others were severely injured in the ambush. Let us know more details.
Yes, Priti. This is a very, very sad incident, I should say. That the incident took place around 6:30 yesterday evening when they were returning from their routine frisking to their camps, which was just 2.5 kilometers away. And I suspect that according to the police, they said that the valley-based insurgent People's Liberation Army, I was told that they are supposed to be the one because they are the strongest hold in that area, and there is no the spot is in the hill, but there is no hill insurgents operating in that area, so they suspect that the People's Liberation Army is behind the ambush. And in that very sad incident, 3 Army, our Assam Rifles Jawans have been martyred and 6 other injured. And the martyred were brought back to Lemekong Army headquarters, and they are ready to be sent back to their respective homes. And the injured ones are in the army hospital, and they are getting treatment. And we hope that the injured persons are recovered.
All right, Naidu, thank you so much for joining us with those inputs. That was our correspondent joining us and telling us more about the ambush wherein 3 security forces of the 4th Assam Rifles were martyred and 6 others were injured. Let's get you a quick update on the COVID-19 situation in the country. India has achieved a landmark in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic. In a tweet, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare said that India has achieved the landmark of more than 10 lakh recoveries from COVID-19. Now, this is an occasion to stand up and applaud our doctors, nurses and all frontline healthcare workers. It is their sheer dedication towards their duty and selfless sacrifice which has made such a tremendous recovery of COVID-19 patients a reality. Meanwhile, active COVID-19 cases in India stand at 5,28,242, while 10,20,582 patients have been cured and discharged, and 34,968 deaths have been recorded so far. The recovery rate stands at 64.44% as of today, while the case fatality rate stands at 2.21%. The Indian Council of Medical Research has said that the total of 1,81,90,382 COVID-19 samples have been tested so far. 4,46,642 samples were tested yesterday. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan today unveiled a compendium of COVID-19 technologies and products developed by CSIR. Now, addressing the gathering, the minister complimented CSIR in leading its efforts in a well-organized and strategic way by focusing on the most critical needs of the country during this pandemic. He said that CSIR has developed many hospital assistive devices such as ventilators and PPE kits, for which a shortage was felt early on in the pandemic. He added that over 5 lakh tests are being undertaken every day in the country and that the government aims to raise the number to 10 lakh tests per day, for which various organizations are contributing.
5 लाख से ज़्यादा टेस्ट हर रोज हम कर रहे हैं भारत के अंदर, और अभी कुछ ही हफ्तों के अंदर अगले 1-2 महीने के अंदर इस कैपेसिटी को 10 लाख तक लेकर जाने की हमारी योजना है। उसके लिए हमारे लोग सारे देश के अंदर काम कर रहे हैं।
Our correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya spoke to Union Health Minister. Let's listen in.
Joining me is Union Minister Dr. Harshvardhan to talk on the CSIR efforts that's going on during the times of COVID-19. Sir, CSIR has been at the forefront of new technologies, at the same time providing inputs during this time.
That CSIR is one of the premier institutions where the scientists have been working through 38 very prestigious labs all over the country. Today I had the privilege to release a compendium which describes about 100 technologies that have been developed by CSIR. Large number of technologies have been transferred through the industry for the benefit of the people, are being used at different places all over the country.
Sorry, this is actually in a way the way Make in India, the way Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Atmanirbhar Bharat, we talking about this kind of goes in that same direction.
Scientists otherwise also have been working in that direction also, and the Prime Minister has for a long time been talking about his dream of delivering a new India by 2022. He is now talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat.
I appreciate your time. So that was Union Minister talking to us about the fact that CSIR has been doing amazing work, and this is a salute to all these scientists and people working with them. With cameraman analysis Tapas Bhattacharya, TD India, Delhi.
In another update of this hour, the 6th session of the 13th Nagaland Legislative Assembly has been deferred to 13th of August. The assembly, which was to happen today, has been deferred to 13th of August as 1 MLA and 6 assembly staff members tested COVID-19 positive. Maharashtra government has extended the lockdown in the state till August 31st as an emergency step to prevent and contain the spread of COVID-19. It has also launched the Mission Begin Again initiative, under which malls and market complexes without theatres, food courts and restaurants will be operational between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. from 5th of August. The notification said unrestricted movement will be allowed only for attending place of work, which are open, and for medical reasons. Further, movement of persons for purpose of non-essential activities shall be restricted within neighbourhood area limits with mandatory precautions of wearing masks, social distancing and personal hygiene. With 9,211 new patients being detected, the number of COVID-19 cases in Maharashtra yesterday reached 4,651,000. The state's death toll due to the pandemic went up to 14,463, with 298 deaths recorded in the past 24 hours. While 7,478 patients were discharged from hospitals, taking the number of recovered cases in the state to 2,39,755. In Jammu and Kashmir, COVID-19 lockdown restrictions have been relaxed in the state for 3 days starting Tuesday. This has been done to allow people to make purchases ahead of Eid al-Azha festival, falling on Saturday, that is the 1st of August. Only shops selling essentials are allowed to resume business during ahead of the festival. The masjids and shrines, however, still remain closed for prayers. After Prime Minister Narendra Modi's call to turn crisis into opportunity, businesses in Bihar's far-flung areas are facilitating work from home. Women in Vaishali district in Bihar have done such an experiment, which is gaining success. We'll get you more in this report. Women and youth in Vaishali in Bihar have turned the corona crisis into an opportunity. The youth of the district have started making Rakhis at home during lockdown.
पहले चाइना में बनता था, इस बार इंडिया में बन रहा है और इससे इंडिया में बहुत सारा को रोजगार भी मिल गया.
These women and youth are not only earning livelihood and providing employment to others, but are also sidelining Chinese products and promoting country-made products. This Raksha Bandhan will see locally made Rakhis instead of Chinese Rakhis.
इस बार मैंने सोचा कि मैं खुद से मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का काम शुरू करूं और मैं काम कर रहा हूं. अभी जो चाइना से इंपोर्ट होने लगा उस समय बहुत सारी हम लोगों का देश का पैसा भी उधर जाता था, जो अभी कोरोना काल के वजह से एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट बंद है, इसलिए अभी हम लोग अपने ही यहाँ बनवा करके काफी सारे बच्चों को रोजगार भी दे रहे हैं.
Ironically, Chinese products are dominating the Indian markets not only during Raksha Bandhan but also during other festivals. This had led to negative impact on local handicrafts and employment opportunities for the locals. After Prime Minister Narendra Modi's clarion call of vocal for local, people are now looking to produce and demand locally made products. With the help of youth and women, this initiative has started reaping results. Jivika Dadiyan have also got associated with this at many places. Jivika is rural livelihood mission in Bihar.
हमें आर्थिक परेशानी हो रहा था लॉकडाउन की वजह से और मुझे पसंद नहीं है, इसके लिए मैं यह राखी बना के और मेरा राखी जीविका द्वारा ग्रामीण बाजार में जाता है. जीविका ग्रामीण बाजार में मेरा राखी सेल होता है.
Business of Rakhis will continue till Raksha Bandhan, but India is a country full of festivals and there will be ample opportunities available in the future. What is important is to identify the opportunity and make good use of it. With inputs from Ratan Kumar, Salman Haidar's report, DD News, Patna. In the fight against the spread of COVID-19, the Central Railway's Mumbai division has made a health assistant robot, Rakshak, which is a fully in-house robot, and that has been handed over to Bharat Ratna Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Memorial Hospital at Baikula at Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus in Mumbai. Up next, we'll take a look at it.
This medical assistance robot is ergonomically designed to achieve smooth interaction between doctor and patients remotely. The robot can measure health parameters like temperature, pulse, oxygen percentage, and dispenses sanitizer automatically. It has infrared sensors. Rakshak can deliver medicine and food to patients and has a two-way video communication between doctor and patient. It can move in all directions on level surface with a range of remote operation up to 150 meters. According to Central Railway, with a full charged battery, the robot can work 6 hours continuously and carry up to 10 kg weight in its tray. It runs on Wi-Fi and hence no mobile data is required and operated with Android mobile application. The video and snapshots of patients can also be downloaded via the robot. Bureau Report, DD India.
The Election Commission of India has announced by-election to Uttar Pradesh and Kerala. And there are 2 casual vacancies in the Council of States, 1 each from Uttar Pradesh and Kerala. The polling will take place on August 24th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The counting of votes will take place the same day, and notifications will be issued on August 6th, while the last date of filing nominations is August 13th. In Assam, further improvement has been reported in the flood situation. The number of affected districts still remains at 21. 3 more deaths were reported yesterday, taking the death toll to 107. The population affected by flood water has come down to over 16.54 lakh, while the number of villages affected by floods is 1,536 under 54 revenue circles. Gwalpara remains the worst affected district with over 4 lakh people affected. The number of relief camps is 208, where 37,012 people are taking shelter. 36 people have been evacuated by the NDRF and SDRF yesterday. There is also a bit of relief for animals at Kaziranga National Park. The flood waters have reduced and now 65% of the park is underwater. So far, 142 animals have died and 165 are being rescued in the 4th wave of floods in Assam. Chief Minister of Assam, Sarbanan Sonowal, visited Dhemaji district, where he distributed relief material to the flood-affected people and interacted with them. He also took stock of the ongoing reconstruction work of embankments in Komathia River. Up next, we'll get you the flood situation in Bihar. There is no let-up in flood fury there. The flood waters have submerged more areas. Population of over 38 lakh, spread over 102 blocks and 901 blocks in 12 districts is facing the wrath of floods. Flood situation has worsened in East Champaran, where the flood waters have spread in 145 panchayats of 17 blocks. Flood intensity is also high in Sitamarhi, Muzaffarpur and Darbhanga. So far, over 3 lakh people have been evacuated from marooned areas. 19 relief camps are functional in the affected areas, and 26 teams of SDRF and NDRF are engaged in rescue and relief work. Moderate to heavy rainfall occurred in the catchment areas of major rivers during the past 24 hours, and the water level of several rivers, including Budhi Gandak, Kosi, Bagmati and Mahananda, is still above the danger mark at many places. The Rajasthan Assembly will be convened on August 14. Governor Kalraj Mishra, in his order, has directed that all measures should be taken during the conduct of the Assembly session as per the guidelines issued to prevent spread of COVID-19. Meanwhile, Rajasthan Assembly Speaker CP Joshi yesterday moved the Supreme Court, challenging the State High Court's July 24th order, asking him to maintain status quo on the question of disqualification of 19 rebel Congress MLAs of Sachin Pilot camp. He said that the High Court acted in gross judicial indiscipline and the order was a direct intrusion into the Speaker's domain. June 26, 2020 became a historic day for displaced people of Jammu and Kashmir when they received domicile certificates following abrogation of Article 370 last year. Many such people have even given up hope, but they finally have seen a new dawn. Take a look.
The story of these displaced people in Jammu and Kashmir is heart-wrenching. At the time of partition, lakhs of refugees took refuge in different parts of the country and started a new life. However, the fate betrayed those who came to Jammu from Mirpur, Muzaffarabad, Kotli and West Pakistan. These people, while risking their lives from across the border, camped in Jammu and its adjoining areas. Later, many people took refuge in Delhi and nearby areas, while many others preferred to stay back in Jammu. 3 generations lived in refugee camps without their own roof over their heads. They did not get any education and developmental opportunities. Members of the Valmiki Samaj, the refugees from Pakistan and the Gurkha Jawans were deprived of their citizenship rights despite living in Jammu and Kashmir for years. Neither their children got any education nor any government job. However, they are now eligible for all the basic citizen rights after getting domicile certificates.
पब्लिक को घर घर में सर्टिफिकेट देने की कोशिश की है। उसी सिलसिले में आज हमने 2 पंचायतें कवर की हैं, एक परानू और रेवाड़ा। मैक्सिमम हमने फर्स्ट स्टेप्स में जो कवरेज की है वो स्टूडेंट्स को मद्देनज़र रखा है कि पहले स्टेप में हम स्टूडेंट्स को देंगे।
हम डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के बहुत ही ज़्यादा शुक्रगुजार हैं कि उन्होंने एक एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कैंप का यहाँ पे इनेकाद किया, जिसकी वजह से यहाँ पे फास्ट ट्रैक बेसिस पे हमें यहाँ ये डोमिसाइल सर्टिफिकेट इशू हो रहे हैं और ख़ास तौर पे स्टूडेंट्स को इसको ज़्यादा फ़ायदा होगा क्योंकि जो नया डोमिसाइल लॉ है उसमें जो जॉब्स में रिजर्वेशन है तो उसको लेके जो नई पोस्ट्स वगैरह एडवर्टाइज करेगी जो यूनियन टेरिटरी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन जो है जम्मू कश्मीर की जो पोस्ट एडवर्टाइज करेगी तो यहाँ की जो अनएम्प्लॉयड यूथ है उनके लिए ख़ास तौर पे एक बहुत ही ज़्यादा फ़ायदेमंद होगा।
The day 5th of August has turned out to be a day of justice for thousands of such people living in Jammu and Kashmir. The members of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes of the country achieved considerable progress after availing the benefits of the reservation. However, the plight of such refugee people remained the same in Jammu and Kashmir. The fate of thousands of such people changed in 1 year after government scrapped the Article 370 and Article 35A of the Indian Constitution on the 5th of August 2019. Finally, these people have got their own identity. Bureau Report, DD India.
With that, we end this bulletin here. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.